Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we are on the website of Piano Auctions Limited based in the UK, and we're going to have a look at their latest auction regarding the sale of pianos. To the best of my knowledge, this is potentially the only specialist piano auction in Europe, potentially the world, definitely in the UK, and they're a regular auction house that usually do maybe 3 or 4 auctions a year. We've covered them before and they're quite interesting. This particular auction has 140 lots, around about 140 lots, so that's going to be good to get into. The buyer's premium on this auction is 20%, so that's the amount you need to add to the final hammer price. And obviously check out the terms and conditions. There's some other fees as well. I presume that most people would be bidding from the UK rather than from abroad, given that it's piano, but if there is some kind of interesting or rare things, then I suppose potentially you might want to ship something out, so definitely have a look at that. If you're outside of the UK, if you're in Europe or an international bidder, then definitely have a look at that. So this auction is actually finishing on the 5th of April. It is the 4th today, but it's very close to being the 5th already, and by the time this video is up it will be the 5th, so you'll probably have a few hours from when the video goes live to have a look at the actual auction before the bidding begins. So without further ado, let's just go over this really quickly and just kind of pick out a few things which are interesting, because there are quite a lot of items. So lot 1 is a Boston Upright, estimate is 1500 to 2000. Then we have a Bluthner grand piano from 1932 or circa 1932, 3 to 5000. Have a Welmar Upright from 1994, so 1500 to 2000 on that. A Bechstein from circa 1902, we've got 1200 to 1800 on that. We have a Steinway Upright, circa 1886, 800 to 1200 there. Have a Bluthner Grand from 1920, we've got 1000 to 1500 on that. A Zimmermann by Bechstein, 1993, an Upright, 800 to 1200 there. A Grotrian Steinweg from circa 1929, that's estimated at 2 to 3000. We have a Yamaha Upright from 1918, the estimate is 800 to 1200 there. Then we have a Steinway Grand, circa 1935, 8 to 12,000 is the estimate. We have a Kawai from 2014, an Upright, 1500 to 2000. An Essex Grand from around about 2008, 2.5 to 3,500 there. Now another Yamaha Upright, circa 1983, 2 to 3,000. Then an Offenbach Grand, 1500 to 2000. A Kawai Grand from 2002, estimate 5 to 7. Then a Steinway Grand from circa 1912, 10 to 15,000. A Bechstein Upright from circa 1982, 4 to 6,000 there. A Steinway Upright circa 1963, that's 2.5 to 3,500 there. Lot 19, a Bechstein from circa 1903, a Grand, 2,000 to 3,000 is the estimate. A Schimmel from circa 1983 is a grand piano there, 6 to 8,000. Then we have a Kemble from 1996, estimate is 1,000 to 1,500. And then we have an August Forster from circa 1984, the estimate, this is a grand, the estimate is 2.5 to 3,500. Now we have a interesting square piano here. It's a Jacobus Ball from circa 1794, the estimate is 1,000 to 1,500. It's a London maker there. Actually, it says the buyer's premium is 24% with the VAT included, so 20% before the VAT, and I think there's some extra stuff. So definitely check the terms and conditions before you bid. But this is a nice looking square piano. Obviously, it may need some attention, but a nice inscription there. And let's see, then we have a Steinway from 19 12, a grand, 6 to 8,000 there. And we have a Bechstein from 1936, that's 4 to 6,000 is the estimate. Then an Essex Upright circa 2010, it's 1,200 to 1,800. Then we have a Schimmel Grand circa 1974, 2,500 to 3,500. Then Uterp by Bechstein Upright 2005, 800 to 1,200. A Kauai from circa 1978, the estimate's 2,500 to 3,000. A Steinway Grand from circa 1971, estimate is 30 to 35,000. A Kauai circa 1997, an Upright 1,500 to 2,000. A Zimmermann circa 1987, estimates 1,000 to 1,500. An Eve Staff circa 2010, estimates 700 to 900. Steinway circa 1911, estimate is 5,000 to 7,000. Grotrin Steinweg Upright from circa 1998, estimate is 5 to 7,000. A Bluthner from circa 1981, estimate is 3 to 5,000. A Yamaha circa 2012, estimate is 6 to 8, a grand. An Essex Upright from 2010, estimates 12 to 1,800. A Jacques Samuel by Petrov 2001, grand, 2,500 to 3,500 there. A Steinway circa 1937, estimate is 7 to 10,000. Petrov Upright there from 2001, 1,000 to 1,500. Then a Yamaha Grand from 2016, estimates 6 to 8. Then a Kauai from circa 2005, estimate 1,200 to 1,800. An interesting square piano again here. This is a Christopher Gaynor, who was a German maker who I believe then moved to London at some point and was making in London. So the estimate for that is 600 to 800. I mean, that is horrendously cheap, really, for what this is. You know, this is a really interesting kind of piece of history, really. So potentially quite a good deal for someone there. Then we have a Steinway Grand from 1936, 8,000 to 12,000. A John Broadwood and Son from 1997, 1,500 to 2,000. That's quite a late Broadwood, like very famous maker, so that's quite a late one. Here's a Bluthner from 1896, a grand piano, 1,200 to 1,800. Boston Upright from 2008, 1,200 to 1,800. A Mustel Celeste from the 1930s. That's interesting. 4-octave concert Celeste in a light wood case. So this is a little bit different to the normal pianos that we have been looking at. So it's good to look at a few different things here. Then we have a Steinway, circa 1937, 10 to 15,000. A Yamaha Upright from 2011, 3 to 3.5. A Boston Grand from circa 2008, 8 to 12,000 there. Then we have an A&A Turner, circa 1970s, some kind of harpsichord here. A single manual harpsichord in a beech case on turned legs together with a stool. It's actually quite nice, quite charming, really. If you're interested in a harpsichord, then could be quite a good deal. So I like to look at the more interesting ones. So we have a Jacques Samuel by Petrov from 2000, 2 to 3,000. A Steinway from 1937, estimates 2.5 to 3.5 there. It looks like it has an interesting piece of wood there at the yeah, it's quite an interesting case that it has there, mahogany case. That's quite nice. Then we have a Bluthner Grand from circa 1924, estimate 1 to 1,500. We got an Apollo Upright from 1976, estimates 800 to 1,200. Bechstein Grand Piano pre-1902, estimates 1,000 to 1,500. Then we have a Steinway Grand from 1937, estimate is 7,000 to 9,000. Here we have a piano that I covered in another video just because it was so amazing. This Erard upright piano from 1850, estimates 2 to 3,000. It's of a model that was displayed at the Great Exhibition in Crystal Palace. I think this is absolutely amazing. So check out my other video on this. It's much the same but a few minutes longer, just basically saying how amazing this piano is. This is my favorite lot of this auction. In fact, probably my favorite lot of any of the piano auctions I've looked at. It really is quite amazing. Then we have a Yamaha Upright from 1998, 2 to 3,000 is the estimate. Yamaha Grand from 1999, estimate is 9 to 12,000. Bluthner Grand Piano from 1989, estimate is 3 to 5,000. Steinway from 1902, 1,000 to 1,500. Here's a Bechstein from 1882, estimate is 8 to 10,000. Some kind of burl walnut potentially case there, is it? A burr walnut case, yep, that's what it looked like. Absolutely stunning case, look at that, incredible. Really incredible workmanship going into these some of these pianos. And then let's have a look at this. We have a John Morley virginal in a mahogany case on the turned and fluted legs, estimates 4 to 600. Once again, it's a good opportunity to get a really interesting historical instrument, quite cheap, really reasonable. It just still does amaze me how cheap some of these things are. Really is almost criminal. And then we have a Kawai Upright 1994, 1,500 to 2,000. Steinway Grand from 1936, 5 to 7,000. Petrov Upright from 1992, 1,000 to 1,500. Then a Schimmel Grand from 2011, 25 to 35,000 is the estimate. Yamaha Upright from 1998, 1,000 to 1,500 is the estimate. Bechstein from the 1900s, 2 to 3,000 is the estimate. Schimmel from 1985, 4 to 6,000 is the estimate. Bechstein Upright from 2003, 10 to 15,000 is the estimate. No lot there, that's withdrawn. A Steinmeier, estimate is 800 to 1,000. A Schimmel Upright 1975 is 1,000 to 1,500. Bluthner from 2011, 15,000 to 20 is the estimate. Gottrin Steinweg from 2020, estimate is 4 to 6,000. Then we've got a Steinway from 1998, estimate is 30 to 40,000 there. Can have a look at this. So it's a 6'11" model B grand piano there. There's lots of different model types in piano, different quality levels, and obviously some of these instruments may need to be restored, hence why some of the prices may be lower than some others, and it costs quite a lot to get a piano restored, so that will explain some of the variation in prices. So then we have a Yamaha Upright from 1977, estimate 2 to 3,000. Bluthner Grand from 1905, estimate 1 to 1,500. A Samick Grand from 2009, estimate 1,500 to 2,000. Here's another interesting square piano, but this is a John Broadwood this time. This is square piano, mahogany and rosewood. It's quite a nice example. I do like to see these kind of square pianos at the auction, so it's good to see that. And then we have a Steinway from 1935, 8 to 12,000. A Kawai Upright from 1981, 1,500 to 2,000. A Yamaha from 1976, estimate 3 to 5,000. A Broadwood from 1990s, estimate 1,000 to 1,500. A Schroeder, estimate 900 to 1,200. A Bosendorfer Grand from 1987, 8 to 12,000. A Yamaha Upright from 1976, estimate is 1,800 to 2,200. A Kawai Grand from 2015, estimate 6 to 8. A Yamaha Upright from 1953, estimate 1,000 to 1,500. A Steinway Grand from circa 1934, estimate is 9 to 12,000. A Bechstein Upright from 2012, estimate 7 to 9. A Scheidmeier Grand from 1975, estimates 2 to 3,000. Yamaha Grand from circa 2007, estimates 4 to 6,000. A Schimmel Grand from 2003, estimates 10 to 15,000. A Bechstein Grand from 2010, estimates 8 to 12. Oh, very interesting. Lot 100, a Fatsioli from circa 1990, estimate is 20,000 to 30,000. 7-foot model 212 grand piano. Excellent. I'm not sure if we've seen a Fatsioli before, although I now have recollections of saying exactly this same thing in one of these other videos, saying, oh, I've not seen a Fatsioli at auction yet. But anyway, so a Fatsioli, like very kind of top high-end make of pianos, I think. Maybe at one point actually the pinnacle of pianos above Steinway, potentially at some period. I don't know if that's kind of true anymore or what the situation is, but I do remember at some stage that these were quite important, so it's interesting to see that. A Yamaha Upright from 1987, estimate 2,800 to 3,200. Steinway Grand from 1905, 8 to 12 is the estimate. A Bechstein Grand from 1896, 1,000 to 1,500. A Waldstein from 2006, an Upright 600 to 800. Bechstein Grand from 1988, 8,000 to 12,000 is the estimate. A Yamaha Upright from 1987, 2,500 to 3,000 there. Steinway Grand from circa 1931, 8 to 12,000. A Kawai Upright from 2008, 2 to 2,500. Yamaha Grand from 2010, estimates 4 to 6,000. Yamaha Grand from Yamaha Upright from 2020, estimates 8 to 12. Another Yamaha Upright from 1973, estimates 4 to 600. A Steinway Grand from 1920, estimates 6 to 8. A Yamaha Grand there, estimates 1 to 1,500. An Atlas Upright from 1981, 1,500 to 2,000. A Yamaha Grand from 2005, 15,000 to 20 is the estimate. 116 has been removed. Wendell and Lung, circa 2008, 2 to 3,000. I've not heard of that make before. Yamaha piano from 1999, a Grand, it's 5 to 7,000. Kawai Upright from 2007, the estimate is 1,400 to 1,800. A Steinway Grand from 1905, estimates 5 to 7. Bechstein from 1899, estimate is 1,000 to 1,500. Rameau from 1997, 1,200 to 1,800 is the estimate. Once again, another make I'm not aware of. Bechstein from circa 1937, estimates 3 to 4. A Velmar from 1987, estimates 12 to 1,800. And then we have a Steinway Grand from the 1880s or 90s, 8 to 12,000. This is an interesting one. This Bechstein, circa 1927, 2 to 3,000. It looks like it's had a bit of an interesting paint job in a bright white and orange lacquered Sheraton style case, together with matching stool. And this is interesting. Definitely stands out for sure. So this is one of the more interesting lots in this auction. So then we have a Bentley Upright from 1961, estimates 2 to 300. A Kawai Grand from 2008, 4 to 6. A Bluthner Grand from 1919, estimates 1 to 1,500. A Weber Grand from 1997, estimates 1,500 to 2,000. Another Bechstein, a late 19th century Grand, 3 to 5,000. A Bosendorfer Upright from 1922, 7 to 10,000 is the estimate. Oh, late entries, so some ones right at the end. We have a Pearl River piano from 2000, 8 to 1,200. No, never heard of them before. A Kawai Upright from 1986, 1,500 to 2,000. A Yamaha Upright from 1987, 1,500 to 2,000. A Yamaha Upright from 1987 again, 1,500 to 2,000. A Steinbach Grand from 2005, 1,500 to 2,000. A Bluthner from 1910, estimates 3 to 5,000. And a Hoffman by Bechstein, circa 2021 there, 3 to 5,000 is the estimate. So there you go, that is the entirety of the April Piano Auctions Limited auction, which will be happening by the time that this video goes live, probably within about kind of 9 or 10 hours of the video going live. So if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description, check it out and see what you think. There's some really interesting pianos, some good kind of modern pianos, some interesting square pianos, and a few kind of other kind of modern versions of historical instruments. So yeah, always curious. And also there is the most amazing Gothic piano that I've personally ever seen, which I think is definitely worth looking at the auction for. So I'm really curious to see how much that goes for. So yeah, once again, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, ciao for now. Bye. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.